Strange Lands, the Lexicon of Landscapes and the Legacy of National Parks. Charles Fletcher Lummis. In the southern portions of the desert are many strange freaks of vegetable life. Arthur Groom. Close protection of this strange land is more than necessary. Tiger Chocolyieri. There, now you see, this one my country properly. In 1892, the American journalist Charles Fletcher Lummis published a book titled Some Strange Corners of Our Country, in which he described for his fellow citizens various distinctive aspects of the landscapes and cultures of the American Southwest, a term he is credited with coining. Lummis argued for the protection of what struck him as fascinating and unusual landscape features while simultaneously promoting a nascent tourism industry in the region. In 1950, the Australian journalist Arthur Groom published I Saw a Strange Land, Journeys in Central Australia, a book that portrayed the landscape and people of Central Australia with a similar goal of describing a vast but little-known region to his fellow citizens and encouraging protection of the landscape and promoting tourism. Lummis and Groom, though separated by some 45 years in age and 8,000 miles in geography, were both Anglophone settler colonists engaged in a process of incorporating arid and semi-arid regions into their respective nations' environmental imaginations. Each writer helped to transform the perception of their respective nations' arid zones from desolate and forbidding wastelands into popular and accessible tourist destinations, while simultaneously championing a sometimes contradictory and morally complicated effort to preserve the character of the natural landscape through a system of national parks and other protected areas. Always already strange. Why is it that Lummis and Groom find the landscapes they visit so strange as to prompt them to foreground that characterization in their titles and to repeatedly refer to it in their texts? Certainly they encountered some uncommon and striking landscape features. Uluru and the Grand Canyon, for example, are today considered distinctive enough to draw hundreds of thousands, indeed millions of visitors a year from around the globe. However, given the wide-ranging context in which they deployed the word strange, I would propose that their work demonstrates the degree to which an arid landscape will, as it were, always already seem strange when perceived and represented by English speakers. It simply cannot be normalized within the inherited discursive field of Anglophone landscape terminology and aesthetics. Consider Lummis's description of desert vegetation. In the southern portions of the desert are many strange freaks of vegetable life. Huge cacti, 60 feet tall and as large around as a barrel, with singular arms which make them look like gigantic candelabra. Smaller but equally fantastic varieties of cactus, from the tall, lithe Ocalia or whipstock cactus down to the tiny knobs smaller than a china cup, whose innocent-looking needles give it a roseate halo. The blossoms of these strange vegetable pincushions, whose pins all have their points outward, are invariably brilliant and beautiful. The sort of vegetation Lummis describes here is common and widespread in the North American deserts. Cacti, ocotillo, and other xeric plants are no more strange, freakish, or fantastical than are oak trees, hawthorns, or daffodils, but they are not found in England or New England, and so are difficult to incorporate into the Anglophone imagination, except as freaks of nature.